how we can write the playbook and execute it, right? As I said in our last class, the Ansible playbook will be written in the YAML file or in the YAML syntax. So what is the YAML file? It's yet another markup language. It's a markup language syntax. We already have seen in our maybe a few of the examples or few of things we already have seen how the YAML file looks like. But in today's class, we'll see how we can write the YAML file and what would be its syntax, right? How we can write the playbook and how we can execute it along with the necessary setups in the configuration file. So before understanding and before going to execute any playbook, let's see what exactly the playbook is. Okay, so playbooks are one of the core features of Ansible, and it tells Ansible what to execute. So the playbooks is nothing but a set of instructions given as part of the task, right? Some tasks will be given in the playbook and those tasks will be executed, and it is used in the complex scenarios, the playbooks, and the playbooks are written in YAML format. So it is written in the YAML format, and it contains the steps which the user wants to execute on a particular machine, and these are run sequentially. These are run sequentially based on the inventory setups, right? So in the particular machines, how it will get the particular these machines will be captured from the inventory file, right? And based on the inventory file, it will execute the code or it will execute the playbook which is written by the user. And each playbook is a collection of one or more plays, right? One or more plays, which is nothing but the tasks, right? There can be more than one play inside a playbook. So we'll start with a very simple playbook writing, okay? And then we'll go with the complex one, right? And for the playbooks, writing the playbooks, you need to understand the modules, you need to understand all these things, and which I'll just go and explain with you, right? So here is a simple flow. I can just tell you, this will be suppose the playbook which will be kept in the control machine or in the master machine. This playbook will be kept in the master machine, right? So this playbook will have suppose multiple plays, play 1, play 2, and each play will have multiple tasks. Each play will have multiple tasks, and these particular playbooks, based on the modules you have, this task will nothing but the modules, Ansible modules, right? And these modules will be executed and it will get installed with the help of this module in the target machine. So where this target machine will be there, the target machine will be kept in the inventory file, right? The target machine will be kept in the inventory file. So once it is been executed, the playbook gets executed, what happens? The particular module which is present in the task will be executed, and based on the task it will be installations or copy or whatever, it will be done into the target machine, right? It's a very simple flow, right? This play could be here to target these machines. As I showed in the previous class, right? The inventory file, it could create the various groups, web server, DB server, right? Admin server, any kind of server where our operation server, right? Where you just need to deploy the things, testing, development, whatever. You just based on the group, you need to execute those tasks on the different machines, right? On the different machines. Now, what we can do here? Let's see a simple playbook how it looks like. Okay, you can see here. It's a very simple. It's a simple and there is nothing much written here. Okay, so let me first tell you how it is being written here. Actually, this format, the entire format is actually written in YAML. Remember, when you write any YAML file, it starts with this three dash starts with three dashes in the very beginning. And remember guys, whenever you write the playbook, you should focus on the intendant, right? See, this intendant, suppose it starts post from here and it should be equally, and the space here and the tab or space should be equal with this one. And then, and here if you can see here, the name, the task, whatever is written, right, has also similar gaps and all. Here in the yum module, right, is written the name, and here the equal spaces will be there. If you forget to give the proper intendant, what will happen? It will throw, it will actually exactly throw the syntax errors. Okay, so you have to fix the syntax errors. And what will happen? You have to, sometimes what happens whenever you copy paste from somewhere, there will be some extra characters, right, which will be not visible to your eyes, but it will throw syntax errors. So better whenever you're writing the code or some things, you just make and choose proper editor so that you can just write all these things and it will not have any issues, right? What will happen next here? So you can see here how many tasks is given here. We have three tasks, right? Task 1, task 2, and task 3. Three tasks for this particular playbook is written three tasks. The first task is to install Java. The first task is given as to install Java. So it is totally written in the YAML format, Y-A-M-L, right? YAML format. Now, so these are the modules. I'm just going to show you how you'll know that which module should be used to install Java or install something. How you'll find it out, I'll just tell you. And the next one is the how you find which module should be suitable for to create a group or add a group, right? Here, what is happening here? Add user to term count, right? This is a very simple one. I'm not going to show you this one, but let me tell you how you can get all these informations, right? How you can get all these informations. Let's go to the project, and here you have to go to a module sections here, Ansible modules. Okay, so there will be one module sections, it will be here, and using Ansible modules and plugins, right? Let me open in a new tab here. See, I always tell people you have to follow the documentations, otherwise you cannot able to write anything, right? So what will happen here in the Ansible modules, it has hundreds of modules and plugins, thousands of modules and plugins, and you have to use based on your requirement. Based on your requirement, you have to use those modules, right? So what will happen here? Let's click on this introduction to modules, right? And you'll see here how the modules is being written, right? See, it's very simple module is being written here. Okay, now let's see. Let's go here. Go to this module, right? Working with plugins and module. Go to this modules. Click on this modules. Here will be page will be plugins and modules.html. What happens? Then go to using modules, Ansible playbooks. This is not the, I just want the list of modules, right? Wait, where I can get this list of modules. This is Ansible playbooks, how to write the syntax and all. Everything is written here. How the task gets executed, how you have to execute it. Everything I'm going to show you. Don't worry, don't go through this page. But let me get this Ansible, and that's why I always tell you have to bookmark, right? Ansible module. So here is latest collections. Under this collections, Ansible built-in. Yeah, these are the plugin index. Okay. And Ansible plugins. Let me ping you so you can bookmark this on your things, right? Just ping you here. Go through these modules, okay? go through these modules and see how it is being written and what is the usage of those modules. Okay, now what was the playbook we have I just showed you, right? To install, suppose Java, to install something. So what we'll do here, you can see here all the modules been written here in the alphabetically order, right? So if you see here from A to Y, it is written all the modules available. So these are the general modules, Ansible built-in modules, right? So we can create our own module also. I'll tell you how to create your own module and how we can use it. So what is the module? What is the plugin, guys? It is nothing but a piece of program, right? Piece of code which you can use to do some certain task, right? Those modules being written by someone has been written in some programming languages, right? So in Python, in Ansible, as it is built in Python, so those all modules being done in the Python, or at some modules you can find shell script modules also, right? I'll tell you how you can write it. Now, suppose you want to install something, right? So if you just go with here apt module, you know what is this apt? It is a manage apt packages, right? It manages apt packages, apt packages. So for Ubuntu machines, if you want to manage any packages, means installations or do, so you have to use this apt module, apt module. Okay, now what will happen here? For others, we have managed packages with yum package manager, right? So what you can do, you can just search for, suppose if you're not sure about which package manager, so search for package, right? So we have 13 searches are coming here. So managed packages art, that is for Ubuntu. This is for Debian, right? And managed package for DNF module. This is DNF for Mac, right? And DNF5 and package module for generic operating system, right? And like that you can search for the packages. Suppose we are going to use suppose one Amazon Linux, or we are going to use CentOS, Red Hat, right? The package manager for this will be yum. Now the point is, once you find which module you should use for installations, right? Now if I just go to this module, you will have lots of parameters available for this module. Before using these parameters, let's see what is the requirement and what it is actually. So this module is a part of Ansible core and it is included in all Ansible installations. It will be available in all Ansible installations. These modules will be available all, and the collection name is ansible.builtin.yum, right? So what happens here, the requirement, how you have to do this parameter. This is the list of the parameters. What are the parameters you have to use while using this particular module, right? Everything is given here, everything. Most of the time you are not going to use all of them, right? Very few you are going to use, and I'm going to show you with the examples how it is. And remember, whatever module you are just going to follow as for the requirement, you have to just open this documentations, see what are the parameters available for this module, go through what they provide. They provide the examples of that particular module. So what you can do, you can easily use this particular module for your installations and for your setups, right? So what I can do, let's do some very basic setups now. So let me log into the Ansible terminal. I'll log in quickly. So, and the IP address, right? Let's go to the Ubuntu machine. Sorry, Ubuntu Ansible machine. Here I got this. Let's paste it. what happened? Sorry, there is a typo here. I should mention SSH-I, right? Yes, I connected here. Now what I can do, so what is the default directory, guys? If you remember, can anybody tell what is the default directory of Ansible?
It is nice in etc.
/etc.
Yeah, it will be under etc Ansible, right? etc Ansible directory. So here we have all the configurations, default configurations, and the inventory file will be available under this particular folder, right? So in our last class, right, I had shown you how you have to write the inventory file and how you have to do the setups in the configurations ansible.cmg. Now, what we can do here, let me just show you. So here we have this ansible.cmg and we have the host file, right? So if I just open the host file, let me make myself as super user, okay? vi hosts, right? So here I had two groups which this actually I have commented it out, right? Hash is to comment on Ansible, right? In Ansible, hash is to comment the code. Now I have another group which is the web server, and it has the IP address, the target machine, or the node, or the anything you can tell, right? Agent or node machine or target machine where you can want to execute your playbooks, right? And this is a type of what? Type of? It's a type of like Linux machine and IP address which you are going to install some softwares or any packages. So here I'm going to use the Ansible underscore user and this is C2 user. So first thing is you have to understand what type of OS you are using. Based on that, you have to provide the user to connect with, right? Now suppose I'm using this EC2 happen user. If you already have any different users for your EC2 instances for Amazon Linux, you can use that also, right? So now what I can do, let's come out from this. We already have this IP address available. Now let's see. Let's first thing actually, guys, remember in the real time, whenever you are going to add any new server, whenever you are going to add any new server in your inventory file or a new target machine in your inventory file, you have to first make sure that you can able to ping the server from the control machine. Which one will be your control machine? Which one? Where your Ansible is installed, right? Where your Ansible is installed will be your controller machine. Now what I can do here, I can simply let me just show you what I can do. I can use the command Ansible. Remember the command Ansible command is to see and execute the modules, right? Adapting modules. We have lots of things to learn. I can m ping, right? If I just do all, what will happen? Can anybody answer?
It will ping all nodes machine.
It will ping all the machines available in the inventory file. It will ping all the machines, all the target machines available on the inventory file, right? But I don't want to ping all the machines. Which machine I can ping? The machine which under some particular group, or you can create alias and you can just do that one, ping it, right? So what I can do here, simply I can just mention as web server. So this is the group which I'm going to ping. In this group I have only one server, so it is says success, right? How it is connected? In our last class I showed you with the key, right? With the private key or the certificate, we are able to connect to the node machine or target machine. So where that key is private key is set up, it is in the configuration file. The setup we have done in the configurations file. That's why it is able to connect it, right? If you are going to connect without the private key file and you want to set off, like if you don't want to keep the private key file and then use it, because sometimes it might be security breach, right? So what I can do here, you can just do the initial setup of like key sharing, right? Host private key sharing connecting with the private key. So you can do by setup manually connecting to the server and get it and creating and generating the key, and the public key you can share with the private key. I'll share a link, a video where it has given everything. I have prepared that video where you can share, do that. That is in this way. Actually, whatever I am showing now, that part is not required, but keep it handy in some cases whenever you are working on automations. It's not only in the DevOps, any automations you are working on. Sometimes you might be working on multiple servers, right? You might be working with multiple servers and those kind of things, right? It's that's why what I said in the very beginning, right? It's a mindset, right? It's not like you have to learn something and work. DevOps, that's why people fail in DevOps, right? The way there is no chances for the freshers, because they cannot understand the things, right? The thought process will be more, right? You have to think how we can automate the stuff, right? How we can automate the stuff. So if you understand that concept, right, you could do it in multiple ways. Whether you can use a tool, you can write your own programming languages, right? You can do whatever you are comfortable with. It's not like that you should learn and spend more time to learn something and then just do the automations. Whatever you are comfortable with, right? You can do that. In a similar ways, like if you know the driving, you have three choices, right? You have the cycle, you have the motorcycle, and you have the car. So whichever you are comfortable, you have to use that one, right? Suppose you have to travel from one point to another point, you have to go to the market from your house. So which you have three vehicles available, you have the cycle, you have the motorcycle, you have the car, right? Which one you are comfortable, you have to choose that one, right? In a similar fashion in the automation is, which are you are more comfortable, you have to choose that one, right? Okay guys, now what I can do, so the Ansible -ping web server, and we can see where we have a surface. Now let's go and write some playbook. Okay, let me clear it out, and we might have some playbooks written here. Lots of playbooks written here, right? Now here one apache.yaml. Let me just open this file, apache.yaml. Okay, here lots of things are there. I don't want to make you no feel very difficult in the very beginning. Let me start with very simple things. Let me start with very simple things. There only one thing is the post name.yaml. Okay. Again, it's also a little difficult to understand. Good. Let's leave it. What I just want to do, suppose based on the requirement, you have to write the playbook, right? Based on the requirement, you have to write the playbook. Suppose my requirement is to install one Apache server, install one Apache server on one target machine, that web server machine, target machine. I want to install one Apache server. So I have to write the playbook, right? So what I can do, see, if it is one server, either you can just log into the server and install it manually, or you can choose to write the playbook and use it. If you have multiple servers, so the Ansible playbook will be helpful, right? Or if you're doing the same thing repeatedly, then obviously you should choose for the automations, right? Now let's write the playbook. Suppose I'll give a name as bi httpd. As Apache server, the name is httpd.yml, suppose. And remember the YAML file, The extension of the YAML file will be YML, or you can write YAML. In two ways the syntax, or two ways the extensions could be. So let's go with only YAML file, right? So let's open it. First, what I told you, as its YAML file starts with 3 dashes. If you don't write 3 dashes, that is also fine. It will not throw any syntax error, it will not cause any problem. But the syntax of writing the YAML file, it should start with 3 dashes. Okay. Now, if you're not sure how to write the playbook, what I said you have to follow the documentations, right? So here are some examples given here, right? Here are some examples given. Now, once you wrote it here, right, 3 dashes. Now, what you have to do? You have to write the, okay, let me write the task and then I'll just tell you one more thing. So, what I need, suppose type a name, install the latest version of Apache. Now, what I can do here, before writing the task, you have to make sure where you want to execute the task or execute the play, right? That information you have to mention it here. So what I can do here, I can just mention hosts, okay? And where I just mentioned web server. This is the group. This is the group name where I want to execute the play which I am going to write it now. So first you have to mention the host where you want to execute, right? Let me show you. If I just go here, what I have given, hosts Apache UI server, right, where you have to execute. Similarly, here in HTTPD, I'm supposed going to in the install in the group like web server, right? So we can just mention the web server, right? Web server. So the next one is the, you have to write the task, right? You mentioned the server where you have to use it. Now automatically, see, when you just write in the YAML file, my cursor comes here automatically, right? My cursor, when I pressed enter, my cursor comes automatically here. So I have to write the tasks. Hit enter. See, cursor is coming here. If you want to start from here, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to just remove some spaces, come out until here and then execute. That's also absolutely fine. Suppose I want to add task. The first task I'll give as name. Suppose the name I'll give. If you're not sure how to write the syntax, as I said, you have to follow this one. Task, one space here, name, right? Colon, and just give a name. The name is kind of a description you're giving, right? Suppose I'll give as installing Apache server. Something like this, or install Apache server. Install Apache server, right? So once you give here, automatically the cursor comes here, right? Now you have to. So here we gave a name, task, right? Now you have to choose which module you have to use, right? You have to choose which module you have to use. Now suppose you are installing Apache server and my target machine is Amazon Linux machine, right? Which the package manager, you can use Amazon Linux extras, or you can use the yum package manager. So Amazon Linux extras is not available here in this common module set. We have the yum package manager. So what you can do, you can write either yum directly, the inbuilt module, that will work. But the good way to write it is Ansible dot built-in yum. So what is this? Ansible dot built-in yum. So if I just go here, you can see Ansible dot built-in yum is written here, right? So once you write this one, hit enter, automatically the cursor comes here. So what you can do, you can write name, state, and now let me just explain you. what is this name? So we are using this yum module, right? We are using this yum module. So for this yum built-in module, you should know what are the parameters you have to use, right? So what you can do here, the parameters, just let's go up little. We have lots of parameters available, right? These are the parameters. So what I need the package name, right? If I just go to the name section below here, the name, a package name or the package specifier with version, like you can see the versions, right? If I just suppose the package name, in my case the package name would be, I'll give a name, suppose here the package name is httpd, right? The package name is httpd. This is the Apache server package name for the yum package manager. I provided httpd. Now in the real time in the company, you don't have to directly install the latest version. Okay, what you have to specify some specific version based on your requirement, right? How you will give the version name here. So everything is written here. See what it says, a package name or package specifier with a version like name and hyphen the version name, right? Suppose you need some particular version to be given, so just give the package name here hyphen, suppose I want 2.4 version, so you can mention it here. Or else if you don't want some specific version to be installed, if you want some versions greater than or less than, you can use like this, greater than equal to 1.0, right? Or if you want to allow downgrade, you can mention also allow downgrade, allow like downgrade. If you want to do that, you can just mention it here, right? So here is the name. I just added the name. It is a string, and alias is the package. You can just string. So it is a string you have given as a string. Now, what I can do here, suppose I just want the latest version to be used, right? So leave it, the updated version, leave it. Now, the package name. Now, what you have to do with this package? Are you going to install it, or are you going to uninstall it, or are you going to upgrade it? Whatever things you want to do, you have to mention that part in the state parameter. So we'll have one state parameter, right? Let's go to the state parameter. Here we have a state parameter and it is string. Whether to install, you have to add these three things. Any of these three things: state, colon, present, installed, or latest. In these three things, if you have mentioned, it will just install it. If you want to remove it or uninstall any package, right, you can mention as absent and removed, right? So here also mention more elaboratively, it has given like present and install will simply ensure that a desired package is installed, and latest will update the specified package if it's not of the latest available version. If you want to add the latest version, just go ahead with the latest version. Absent and removed will remove the specified package. All these things are given here. Now, if I just want to install it, let me give it present. I want to install the package, right? Let's give the state parameter, and it should be present. Means it will install the HTTPD server. So very simple, right? Now, what you see here, I just suppose I want to use this as root user. Okay, let's first keep it as it is and let's see how it is working. Now it's very simple play, one simple task I wrote to install Apache server. To install Apache server. Okay, now let's save this one. Then my playbook is written, right? If I do this playbook, my playbook is written and it has very simple tasks, only single task available here. Now what I can do here, let's go with, right, and add and see how we can write it, how we can execute it. We write the playbook. Now let's see how we can execute it, right? So the command to do that is Ansible hyphen playbook. This is the to execute a playbook. The command is Ansible hyphen playbook, right? Then you have to specify the playbook name. So what is our playbook name? Our playbook name is httpd.yml, right? httpd.yml. Now let's see. Hit enter. See, this is the log it gives, right? Play web server. This is the group, the play, and the task is getting done. So what happens? I did not log into the target machine. What happened? I just wrote the playbook here, and it automatically connected to the server, and it is installed. So if you see here, the gathering facts and install Apache server, the task whatever is written, and here we can see here it changed once, means changed one. That means there is one installations, one changes happened to the target machine, right? So this is what it shows, very minimal errors, sorry, very minimal logs. If you want to see more logs, I'll show you in upcoming classes, right? In upcoming classes or slides, I'll just show you how we can see in the verbose mode, right? How we can see the logs. Let's see in the next play, we'll show how we can see the logs, right? Now, it has been installed the HTTPD server, right? Now let's log into that target machine and see whether it has been installed or not. So this is our target machine, right? Let's get the public IP, and I'll go with another terminal, right? Let's go to this green one. This is EC2 user internet. Done. So I just connected to the server. Okay. So the HTTPD server, if you see whether it is installed or not, if I just go to the cd var, right, www/html. Okay, so I am into this folder, and here you can see folder is created and it is installed. Now let's see how we can start the HTTPD server, right? It is systemctl start HTTPD, right? In Linux, you have to start HTTPD server like this. Make yourself sudo first, sudo systemctl start HTTPD. Now let's see status. Okay, so you can see here it is active and running now, right? So how we'll access this HTTPD server through browser? It is a web server, right? It is a web server. How we can access it? We can directly get the IP address of this, right? Get the IP address of this and go here. Just paste it in the browser, right? Paste it in the browser. Done. See, it can access this particular web page, right? It can access this particular web page. So now what we can do here, it can access the web page. Now that means the Apache server is running fine, and we have installed it and it is running on that target machine, right? Now let's go ahead and see what are the other modules we can do. Any doubts so far, guys? If you want to install these things on the another 10 or 100 servers, so what you have to do? You have to add this in the inventory file, right? In the inventory file, you can add this. So in this inventory file, we have only one IP address, means here it is installed in this IP address. If we would have multiple IP addresses, then you can just first keep it here in this group and it will install every IP addresses or every target hashes. Now, so you can see here we have written a very simple playbooks. As per the requirement, the simple requirement was to install the Apache server. Now the requirement is to, after installing the Apache server, we need to copy the application file, suppose the index.html file. We need to copy the index.html file, right? So let's go ahead. What I have to do? I have to write another task. I have to write another task here, right? So the task should be, and the intendant should be here itself. Okay, if we write something else, it will throw error. Okay, now let's type in name, and task name is to copy, suppose index. My requirement is to copy the index file. So for that, what module we should use to copy? If you're not sure, then if it's the first time you're using, right, you should go with the module, right? Let's go to the module index, and here search for the copy, right? Here itself the copy file is available. Copy module, copy files to remote location, copy files to remote location, right? There will be different modules, manage files and file modules available, get URL. I will just go through all these modules, not all these modules, few modules. I'll just show you the example, and the rest of the modules you have to just do practice by yourself. Okay, now let me just go with this copy module. Where is it? Is copy module, right? Copy. Before that, we have add post models. Click this copy module. Okay, what we can do here? Copy modules available here, source and destination, right? So what I can do, so first thing is to see what are the parameters you should use it. For the copy module, we have to mention the source and destination, right? What you have to copy from the source and destination. So here, see what happens here. We have these attributes: backup, checksum, content, decrypt. If you want to decrypt it, you can use this parameter, decrypt parameter. Default is true. So whenever it is just sending or copying the file, by default it decrypts. Okay. Destination path, which is what happens if source is a, it's given here. Whenever you are using the destination where you want to copy that one. So the copy module is to, from the local machine, we are going to copy that to the destination machine, right? To the remote machine. So you have to use this copy module, right? So if you just go to the definition here, this module is part of this one Ansible, and in most cases you can use the short modules name copy without specifying. And what happens here? The copy module copies a file. The synonym: the copy module copies a file from local or remote machine to a location on the remote machine. From local or remote machine to that. So suppose you are going to use the source here. Let's see the source group here: mode, owner, remote location, remote source. See, we have two things. If you are copying from, local machine or from the control machine where the file is available, right? There to remote machine, you can just use source and destination. See here, the source will be like this, source. So local path to file to copy. If your file is in a different server, you can use remote source. Remote source. Okay, fine. And here is some examples they have given here how you'll do that. Right? Some examples how you'll do that. Now let's write the same things in our file. Copy index file. And first thing is what to do. You have to write the source and destination, right? So let's write source. Suppose my file is in home Ubuntu and the file name is index.html. Suppose Ubuntu /index.html. Now the destination, I write the destination also where you want to copy. So the destination, our server is actually running on this var www.html folder, right? So what I can do here, I can just use var www/html, right? If I just see here, the destination is right like this. Or else you can specify the name of the file itself. The name of the file itself /html index.html. This is the file which I want to copy. Then this is the very simple. Apart from this, if you want to add any other parameters, right? Suppose you want to change the owner of the file, if you want to change the group of the file, permissions of the file, you can just use these are the parameters. If you see here, the owner parameter, what the owner parameter does, if I just see the name of the user, that should shown in the file system. Okay, and mode is to change. If I just go to the mode is the permissions of the destination file or directory. Like in Unix, right? We use chmod to change the or modify the permissions, right? Change or modify the permissions. So you can use the mode. So here, if you want to change it, you can do that, right? Apart from that, okay, for the basic things, let it be here only source and destination. From source, it will copy the file and change to the destination, right? Now let's save this one. We have added one more file here, right? Now what I can do here, I added one task into the playbook. Now let's execute this one. Let's execute this one. What command you have to use? Ansible Playbook and the playbook name, right? Hit enter. Error. See, syntax error, right? The error appears in the YAML line number 8, but maybe somewhere else. They are also not sure. Exact syntax problem, syntax error. Offending line appears to be here. So there some intended problem in the file. Let's correct this intended. That is what has been looked like. Now let's go open this particular file. So what is the intended problem here? Okay. Now, what is the problem, guys? Can anybody tell? We added this source and destination, but we did not add the module name here. We have not added the module name here, right? Let's add the module name here. That is the syntax error and the silly mistake. You should add the module, right? You just added the parameter, but where we have added the module name, right? You have to add the module Ansible dot built in dot copy. This is the module name. And once you add this module name, let's correct the index. Let's correct the okay intended. We have to correct, right? So let's give spaces here. Source and destination. Here I gave this. And here also there is a typo. It's not built in, it's built in, right? So let's correct the typo also here. Built in. Good. Done. Now let's save this file. Okay. Now let's execute. So this is how the error will be look like. Okay. And you have to see this and fix the problem. Here it does not say like we missed any module name or anything. It says some offending lines to be here and you have to fix it. So it gives copy index file. Here is the offending line, but before that we have not written any. After that we have not written any module name, right? So let's execute. Now let's execute this one. See, now the syntax error is fixed, and again we got and encountered one error. This is the error we are getting. Anyway, what it says to full trace back, to get the full logs, you can use in the verbose mode, hyphen triple V or hyphen double V or whatever. Okay, so what is Sage could not find or access this index.html. So our index.html is not available on this particular folder. So if I just go to the cd home Ubuntu, we don't have any index.html file. We don't have any index.html file. So what I can do here, let's create one index.html file very quickly. Index.html. Okay, I'll write some HTML syntax here. Okay. HTML. Let me quickly write some HTML syntax. Okay. Hello, Ansible. Suppose my application looks like this. Okay, this is my application index file, and I want to add this one. Okay, now good. I saved this file. Done. Now let's go back and execute the command again. Let's see what is the thing. And as I said, to see the full trace back, right? Full log of the executions, right? So what you can do, you can use in the verbose mode, you can use hyphen triple V space. Let's see. See, it's giving complete logs, right? See, it gives complete log. It just copied the file. It just copied the file and there is one changes, right? Now, our deployment, this is a continuous deployment happened, right? Deployment happened to the production or any server, right? Production server. Normally, continuous deployment happens to the production server, right? Or continuous delivery, we did it to the staging server. Now, if I just go here and refresh this page, it is copied the index file, right? See, hello, Ansible, happy learning, right? If I do some changes to the file now, let's see, I want to do some changes to the index file. Instead of H3, let's make it to H1. Then I did some changes. Now let's execute this, but this time remove this verbose mode. I don't want this log to be there, right? So this should be to the folder where the file is available, or you can specify the exact path also. I'll show you this one. Okay, don't worry. Now let's execute this one. See, one change has happened. If I go here, it was very S3 font, right? Small font. Let's hello Ansible. So the continuously deployed to the environment. Now you understood how you can write the playbook and execute it. So here what happened? I have just written simple playbook to do two tasks, right? Simply to do two tasks here. So now you just understood how to write the playbook, right? So now tomorrow classes, next classes, we are going to learn the different advanced concept of writing the conditions, looping, variables, right? All these things we'll learn in our next one. So next two classes, we are going to finish this Ansible. Okay. In the next Saturday, we will see how we can write all these conditions, the parameters, the variables, the conditions, control, right? The loopings and all, everything we'll see. Further modules we'll see with small projects, small examples. tomorrow upcoming classes, means on Saturday classes. Sunday classes will do the final project with the final modules, galaxy, and all the role based work and everything. Okay, so we'll just try to speed up the classes. So today I'm just going to stop now, as I have some other commitment into work. So I think almost 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 10 minutes we covered it. Okay, fine, and do practice whatever we have done so far. Go through these modules, go through, try to do whatever you have written. I just showed you with one server. You can create multiple servers and see how it is being installed in the multiple servers, right? All these things you can just go ahead and do practice. Okay, do all these things, and once you don't once you do this one, everything you will memorize, right? And only learning, only seeing the video, watching it, it will not help you until unless you do by yourself. Just do it. Okay, guys. So if you have any doubt while doing practicing and all, you can just ping me or WhatsApp me, so I can able to help you. Right. That's all, guys. See you next Saturday, and do practice. Okay.